I believe it was Sun Tzu that said that a wise general foresees problems and prevent them before they occur.
Attorneys for Victor Hill are asking a judge to give the embattled former Clayton County sheriff a sentence of probation, home confinement, and require him to pay a fine.
People say that you were effective when it came to fighting crime.
Hill was sentenced to 18 months in prison, but was behind bars since May of last year.
I've had a chance to sit in barbershops, and conversations would come up about Victor Hill. And of course, I don't think anybody realized it was me. I think they think he's some guy that's like 7'2".
Other people said that you were arrogant, you were narcissistic, you were chauvinistic.
You know, when you're in public, when you're a public figure, you're going to hear all of that.
Well, new at noon, Clayton County's embattled former Sheriff Victor Hill is out of prison. The Federal Bureau of Prisons tell us he was transferred yesterday from a facility in Arkansas.
Another thing that a lot of people don't know, because, you know, the media and everyone tried to put the case in a vacuum. If you just look at the case, 7 men were put in a restraint chair and you thought they complained, and then the FBI came in to rescue them. That's not what happened here. These guys were contacted.
Prosecutors say Hill ordered inmates to be strapped into restraint chairs for hours at a time.
It was said that you had snipers on the roof.
I mean, if you're someone I arrested or fired, I'm sure you're going to think I'm a mean guy.
The former sheriff was convicted in 2022 of violating inmates' civil rights.
It was always said that at Victor Hill's jail, the inmates had to face the wall. That when you walked in, they couldn't even look at you. You would not allow them to look at you.
Well, remember, we ran the jail military boot camp style. So really, all we did was mimic what the military boot camp was like. You know, in order to attack you, I have to see you.
And then there's the restraint chair.
Absolutely.
That was another technique that you used.
That's the crux of the whole controversy, because ultimately a law was turned around and used on me for prevention tool. But what I am saying is that's how the chair's been used in my jail and every jail across the country for years. As you know, I'm the first in the history of the country to ever be charged with simply putting someone in a safety restraint chair.
New details tonight of the federal trial of suspended Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill. Today, a man told the court he was handcuffed and restrained in a metal chair for more than 6 hours on Hill's orders.
The DA is a political adversary of mine. Every campaign that's come out, the motive is to get me out, to get one of her friends in.
What you're describing, there's a lot that has to go across the DA's desk. A lot that has to, you know, that's a lot of power.
What I was looking for is nonviolent ways to control violent people. And you have to be tough with tough people.
What was your methodology in cleaning up the streets and fighting crime? Because you refer to yourself as a crime fighter.
I don't think what I did on the streets was any different than what I did in the jail. I controlled the territory. You see all this graffiti. And anytime you see graffiti, that's a sign of two things. Either the sheriff's office is going to be in charge or the criminals are going to be in charge. So it's an issue we've got to address, because while community policing has its value, it has nothing to do with reducing crime.
Who are you and how do you describe yourself?
I'm not one of those guys that sit around and watch football. What I do like about football is I like studying people at the top of their game. I considered fighting crime. I wanted my team to be the best team. If there was a such thing as a Super Bowl of crime fighting, then I wanted a team that could win the Super Bowl. And if you're somebody that I had the privilege of helping, you're going to think I'm a great guy. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast.